Hello and welcome to Orange Pod Sports Episode 3 virtual. We got the gang here, me, Tom, and Adam. Adam in a different setting, not in
What is up, guys?
Oh, is that what's that bling on your finger there, Shanine?
I had to pop it out for
Is
the
there
show.
something you'd like to share with the class?
I had to pop it out for the show, obviously.
he's got
Tell us what that is, Adam.
It's got my World Series ring. Just everybody has one of these, I assume. Tom's a big fan, has one, I assume.
Yeah.
I wore it in my Zoom class the other day, and wasn't even realizing it. No, but I was scratching my face, and I was like, "Oh, people probably think I'm trying to show it."
That's what I would do. I would be like,
"No, I was
just thinking here."
Yeah.
So, getting out of Adam's World Series ring shenanigans, he wasn't totally showing off in his class.
Don't know what you're talking about.
College football playoff rankings came out on Tuesday, and it really wasn't all that much of a surprise. Alabama 1, Notre Dame 2, Clemson 3, Ohio State 4, Texas A&M 5, Florida 6, Cincinnati 7. That really top 7 didn't change. Georgia 8, Iowa State 9, and Miami 10. And oddly enough, none of these teams in the top 10 are in our the game we're going to pick this week.
Wow.
What is the game we're going to pick this week?
We're hopping right into it.
The only competitive game I could see this week was Indiana, Wisconsin.
That was the only competitive game this week?
Really? Who's Alabama playing?
Alabama's playing LSU, and LSU is terrible.
That's true.
So we could pick Louisiana Tech, North Texas, who's playing right now. But
no, that's fine. I don't think anybody will really care about that one.
Just promise not to look at the score.
There's BYU, Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, but
that's not
verse 13.
I wanted to. I was going because Cincinnati played ranked Tulsa, and since Cincinnati's 7, we got a little bit of investment in them. I was thinking maybe we pick them, but they're postponed, so we couldn't pick them. So other games we have are Ohio State, Michigan State. That won't be competitive. Texas A&M, Auburn won't be all that competitive. Notre Dame, Syracuse, Florida, Tennessee.
Who does Florida play?
Tennessee.
That's going to be bad.
Yeah, and then Iowa State, West Virginia, yawn. Stanford, Washington, yawn. So
hey, Pac-12. Give some Pac-12. I hear people like the Pac-12. I hear our fans love the Pac-12.
I don't know. Oregon
loves the Pac-12.
Yeah, the
one
Oregon
single
3-1. After being Oregon, let's get them in the college football playoff. After they lose to Oregon State. Embarrassing.
USC actually dropped 2 or 3 spots in the rankings this week. After they were either on bye or won 3 spots.
Behind a 4-2 Iowa.
The Pac-12 is better than the Big 12, guys. I would hold that.
I might. Maybe. But Texas is back, okay?
Okay.
Texas is always back.
You can't tell me that you can't tell me that the top 4 Pac-12 teams are better than the top 4 Big 12 teams. You cannot tell me that.
No way. Nope. No way.
No, if you got the top, I'd agree with Tom. If you got the top 4 teams from each conference, there's no way the Pac-12.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I'm saying the person who likes the Pac-12 told me that the Pac-12 was better than the Big 12.
Oh, than the Big 12. Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Big 12 is
Oklahoma's number 11.
Who are all the
When did that happen?
Ever since everyone started losing.
Oklahoma's lost
Makes sense.
I felt they've only lost 2 games, but I feel like they've lost 5.
Because if they lose 1 game, then it feels like they've lost 5.
If the Big 12 loses 1 game, they're done.
Okay, this is a kind of a good segue into a discussion I think should be had in expanding the college football playoff. Because teams, they lose 1 game, especially this year, and they just don't care.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's
also what would you like? 8. I think 8 is too much.
Well,
I think
you can't expand it anymore.
6 top 2 get a
first round buys.
First round bye.
I like the 6, but 8 would be a little more fun.
I think.
But it's also adding. You're adding a lot of games to college.
You're adding.
You think they don't want that money? Like,
I'm not saying that they don't want the money.
It's only TV money. They're not losing anything. Like
their
TV money. Yeah.
And schools are getting money. It's good for the teams who get in.
Yeah, it's good for the. But how many games you end up adding? If you're a 3 seed and you make it to the championship, you would add 3 games. You would add 3 games to a one team schedule, or you don't really only add 2, because usually they play a bowl game.
Yeah, you
add 2 to their schedule anyway from the semifinal and final. If you would be adding 1 more game.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's not so bad. That's not really that big of a deal. But
yeah, I mean, 6 or.
I mean, as somebody who has never played a snap of football, that's not a big deal.
I think a lot of players would support it. I think it's better for the sport because teams are clearly giving up.
Yeah.
Well, this year also means a lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, this year especially, I guarantee you, teams the partying at Halloween is what caused a lot of these. What people think caused a lot of these positives. A team who's hasn't lost won't go out and party on Halloween. A team that has a loss is going to go out and party on Halloween.
Well, that's going to be that's less of a problem when next year, hopefully.
Yeah, that's true. But still, it's going I think expanding it is going to make every game mean more the rest of the season. It's not we're not undefeated. We have no chance of being the top 4.
Because if you look at it now, so what? Top 6 you get it. So what, you want 8 or do you want?
I want 8.
6.
So cut off at Georgia.
So you cut off at Georgia?
No. So no, actually, you do 5 auto bids for the winners of the regular seasons for the for the Power 5.
Okay.
And then there's 3 at-large teams.
We've had to Notre Dame would almost guaranteed get one of them.
Yeah, Notre Dame's almost always an at-large. Then you get a second SEC team, which could be the 3rd best team in the nation.
So that leaves
open spots. And then there's 1 open spot for Cincinnati or something like that.
The thing is to anyone from, say for example this year, I know this year's strange, but does anyone from the Pac-12, if we were doing the 8 this year, does anyone from the Pac-12 deserve that top 5?
No. It's like when the Washington football team is going to make the playoffs.
That's how it is in a lot of leagues.
That's how it is in every sport except for college football, really. But
yes,
I think
it's not as bad.
I mean, and it's usually not so bad because usually Stanford and USC and Oregon usually put out a solid squad.
Oregon normally does decently. Oregon can hold its own against SEC or Big 12 or Big 10 teams.
I'm gonna look at the final 2019. Let's see. Oregon was 6. Okay. So,
yeah.
Oregon was 6. Utah was 11.
Utah was
USC 22.
Yeah. I mean,
so they had 3 teams in the top 25.
It's not competitive, but against the SEC schools, we saw what happened when Washington played Alabama a couple years ago.
Or when Oregon played. Who did they play in that championship?
Ohio State.
Marriott.
Yeah.
That was actually not the worst game ever.
But there's games like that between LSU and Oklahoma last year. A Big 12 and an SEC team, a blowout still.
Oklahoma bids.
That LSU team was also, I think that LSU team was the best college football team ever. To be fair, I don't have that much of a
rooting stake in college football.
That rooting stake and how much I haven't seen that much because I've only lived a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
You've only been alive 19, 20 years. So
yeah, so I can't. I mean, I didn't see the 01 Miami team. That was actually apparently pretty good.
Yeah. You also probably weren't paying that much attention during the Florida years.
Oh, true. So the Oregon Ohio State game, I misremembered. It was a 42-20 game.
So 2011.
That could have been close for part of it though.
Ezekiel Elliott had 246 rushing yards with 4 touchdowns.
I really remember watching was Alabama, Texas. It was Colt McCoy played for Texas, and Alabama.
McCoy
dominated.
Colt McCoy. He's got. Is he going to start this week?
I think so.
Wow.
Danny Dimes.
As the NFC East delves further and further into shambles.
You mean NFC NFC Beast.
Before
exactly.
NFC Beast, why don't we make our pick on Wisconsin, Indiana? Wisconsin is, give me 2 seconds here. Wisconsin is a 14.5-point favorite. That is a lot.
Wow.
That seems too much, but Penix is out.
Yeah.
Oh, true. I forgot. Is he have COVID or what?
No, he hurt his foot.
I'm taking Wisconsin, but Indiana covers.
Yeah, I think a cover is pretty definite.
Yeah. If Penix was playing, I'd take Indiana easily. But
Disagree.
Okay.
Disagree.
Really?
Disagree.
Indiana's a really good team this year.
I'm taking the Badges.
Okay.
Badges.
Well, you think do you have them covering?
Yeah.
You have them winning by 2 touchdowns in a conference game?
Yep. You were outraged when you said what was the game the other day? Oh, the Bears-Packers game when you said I said it was going to be a blowout, and it was a blowout. And you said, but it's a rivalry game.
I also, in your defense, I called you crazy for saying that New England, Arizona.
Yep. So I'll take I gained a game on you this week.
Tom gained.
Aaron, we haven't seen the standings in a little bit.
Yeah. Aaron, you need to pick it up on that.
I meant to put them out this morning.
Yeah.
I can say that Tom is 6 back and Adam is 11.
Should be 10. I think I'm 10.
You're 11 because you only gained a game. Tom gained 2.
Yeah, and I was 11 back last week.
No, you were 12.
Ugh, brutal.
So Tom, are you taking Wisconsin?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Wisconsin. Will is unable to get on tonight or right now anyway, but he says Indiana wins.
Shocker.
I guess probably just blind devotion, but Indiana played Ohio State really well when they played, and
they had Penix.
Yeah,
that's true. But this kid
called Penix garbage or something like that.
I think Tom called him garbage.
I did not call him garbage.
You called him garbage. You called him garbage.
I don't recall.
Doesn't that sound like something you would say?
No, it's he's not as bad as Hunter Dickinson.
Okay, we're not going to have this conversation.
Quarterbacks are not good. That's what.
Can we have that conversation at some point?
Maybe at some point. Adam's trying to bait me into an argument right now, and I don't want to do it.
A whole list of off-season topics. We can add our lefties good.
It's not an off-season topic. It's a college basketball topic.
College basketball topic. What, lefties are good?
No, it has nothing to do with lefties.
Oh,
I'm actually anti-lefty quarterback.
You're left-handed.
I know. I'm still anti-lefty quarterback.
As am I, but
you're self-hating.
Are you lefty?
No, I'm not. You know that I'm not left-handed.
I know you're not. Aaron, are you?
I'm not. I'm right-handed.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying I'm also lefty and anti-lefty.
No, the devil's hand. That's what people say.
Like, all the more power to quarterbacks who get it done, but it's not great. But
when was that? What, Michael Vick? That's one that worked
out of their hands. They have to switch the for when Tua came in, they had to switch the way the ball machine spun the ball.
I know that the Browns once traded for a left tackle from Atlanta and gave him like a great contract and like for so many picks, but what they were really getting was a right tackle because it was Vick's left tackle, which is like the same as a regular right tackle, which is way less valuable in the NFL. Hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's a Brownsy thing to do.
It is very Brownsy. But yeah, I think I lefty quarterbacks who can get it done are decent, but I don't know. It's too confusing.
Not Foles. I'm sorry, Vic. I was thinking Philly. Vic is really the only one I can think of aside from like Doug Flutie, but Doug Flutie was okay in the NFL.
Mark Burnell.
Mark Burnell, he was okay. Like, great. So
yeah. I mean, it's not a great list. He went to St. Joe's. Wow.
Who?
Mark Burnell.
What? How?
Not the prep. Never mind. I'm looking it up. I clicked on it and it is not the prep. Never mind. False alarm.
Oh, I thought you were saying here, and I was like, that would be ridiculous. And then you thought it was the prep, but it wasn't the prep either.
Ooh,
no, it wasn't the prep.
Ooh.
It's Saint Joseph's High School in Saint Mary, California. So
that was swing and a miss there, Adam.
Pretty far away. Their tuition is $11,000. There you go. So learn something new.
All right.
Boo him. So I'm going to share my screen now.
Oh boy. Top 10 things teachers still can't figure out.
Yeah. So we are going to take a look at the NFL. Oh, where are we here? I'm starting to feel like a teacher.
Oh my.
There we go.
You hit the screen share button.
Yes. How, Adam, I got it.
How difficult could this possibly be?
I got it. Okay. All right.
There you go. Okay.
Aaron has to click to close some tabs first.
Yeah, quick.
Oh, I have these open for a reason.
No, they're like premium subscriptions to like pick websites that tell them all the picks for the week.
So if we look at the playoff picture here, hey, how do you think I get so far ahead?
It's true.
So if you look at the playoff picture here, we have nothing really changed except for the 3-4 in the AFC. Steelers, Chiefs, Titans moved up with a win over the Colts. Bills moved down due to head-to-head. Both are 8-3. Then you have the Browns moving up. Dolphins moving up 3 with a win over who they beat? The Jets. Yeah.
The Jets.
By the way, on that game, if Joe Flacco starts, the Jets are competitive. If Sam Darnold starts, the Jets are. Sam Darnold is bad. Sam Darnold, not bad. He needs to come to the Washington football team.
Sam Darnold needs a coach who's not Adam Gase.
They have ruined him. They have like.
I'm all in on Sam Darnold coming to Washington football.
It is beyond repair.
Like, I just saw.
They've broken him, and whether that be his own fault, he's not good. He is.
I saw a headline.
The mono.
It was Adam Gase saying he failed in developing Sam Darnold. I mean, that's a coach who knows he's gone when he's like, yeah, I messed. Like I didn't do that right.
Yeah,
like, that's on me, guys.
That's my bad.
He's done. Like Darnold is terrible. He's terrible.
No, what's going to happen is he's going to get to the Washington football team, and then he's going to be better than Ryan Tannehill.
You guys should look into either Zach Wilson or Trey Lance. That's who I think.
No, Darnold.
What about
imagine you guys fumble your draft position, go 6-10, but make the playoffs.
Okay, I would like.
I would rather that.
I get wanting to get a good draft, but like I just want to make the playoffs. That'd be so sick.
It'd be so funny. You go 6-10. I was looking at it, and I think we might be able to go 7-9.
What, you think we're gonna beat the Steelers?
No, we're not gonna beat the Steelers, obviously.
Okay, you're not allowed to have anyone beating the Steelers too.
Well, yeah, I feel pretty good about that when they're playing the Washington football team, a 4-7 team.
You're feeling good about that after last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Ravens' defense is pretty good, and as you always say, it's a rivalry game. So
yeah, because apparently they're playing RG3 and Trace McSorley, Adam.
Trace McSorley.
Please stop. No more. Please. When he entered the game, I was like, oh no. And then when he threw the touchdown, I got mad because
he threw it on a dime, Aaron.
If the safety didn't dolphin dive at the ball and just completely mistime it, that was either a pass breakup or an interception. And he should have been picked off like 3 times.
Well, Trace McSorley is pretty good.
Can we get Will in to talk about the Ravens game real quick?
Yeah, you can call him in. But Trace McSorley is not good. He is not good. I'm sorry.
I mean, we'll have to. The Penn State begs to differ.
Penn State.
Briarwoods too.
Team that's one of
Loudoun County.
Briarwoods is, but
it's in Loudoun County, Virginia.
So until Will gets in, we'll just scroll past Trace McSorley because he's not worth my time. Oh, here he is.
I think he's here right now.
There he is.
Connect.
Nobody can hear you.
Oh, he's in. Oh.
What?
Yo, guys, your meeting's being recorded.
It is recorded. Yeah.
Leave. Leave.
How
you
doing, Will?
Oh, I'm not bad, guys. How are we?
We're good. We're good this fine week.
Will, right now we're talking about the Steelers game last night.
Oh yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, let me just say the Steelers are the worst undefeated team I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm pretty proud of how the Ravens played. I mean, we still lost, but like, I mean, we kept it close, I guess. I don't know if RG3 should have ever been in there. I'm fully on the Trace McSorley bandwagon.
Are you a Trace McSorley guy? Should he start over Lamar Jackson? People are starting to ask that.
I don't think that, but like
TikTok teens are starting to wonder.
I inevitably
please tell me you don't like support that trend.
In like 4 years, when Lamar Jackson loses all value and is totally worthless, Trace McSorley is going to be the guy. It's not going to be RG3.
It's inevitable.
There's no chance RG3 is on an NFL roster in 4 years. Zero.
Well, you probably thought that 4 years ago, though.
That's true.
I mean,
he's been in the league for 8 years.
He did have that one run where like they brought like an Engage 8 blitz and he took it for like 45 yards and I was like, holy cow. Like
I was standing up yelling. That brought me back to 2012. But
he's got to be one of the worst like rookie of the years in a long time.
Well,
also looking at that draft,
he was rookie of the year.
Looking at that draft and you look at the top 3 and you're like, wow, Andrew Luck, RG3 and Trent Richardson. What a trio.
Yeah, I'd rather get RG3 than Trent Richardson.
Oh,
well, barely. You got one. I mean, yeah, you got one good season out of him.
You got to see. At least they got one good season.
Yeah. And the memory of Thanksgiving beating the Cowboys, a real Cowboys team.
I think it's awkward since Haloti nodded like derailed RG3's career. Now RG3 plays for the team that
it is a little interesting
away and ruined everything for him.
Well,
I do think about that.
RG3 was.
How do you think the Ravens are going to do the rest of the season?
I still think we're going to make the playoffs, but I think we have to win out to make the playoffs, but I see us winning out.
I actually see the Ravens winning out because their schedule is like
it's a cakewalk. It becomes a cakewalk. Yeah. We play like 2 NFC East teams. We play the Browns. Pretty sure we play the Jags. I don't think it's. I think we're the final wild card, pretty much.
They've got Cowboys, Browns, Jaguars, Giants, Bengals. That's definitely one of the easiest.
If we win out, we make the playoffs. I think we'll win out. So
that's a squad right there.
Yeah.
That's the Browns are the Browns are like 8-3, but it's like, oh, the Browns.
Yeah, but we beat the Browns week 1 like 36-8. Like
yeah.
So
I mean, the Browns
the Browns being 8-3 is hilarious.
Yeah, the Browns being 8-3 is just
it doesn't look right.
That's nonsense.
Because they run the ball at a higher percentage than any other team in the league. So anyone who's saying Baker Mayfield has redeemed himself is lying to themselves.
They do have a
Browns might only win 2 more games the rest of the year.
Yeah, because their schedule gets a little harder.
And if they win 2 more games, I don't think they make the playoffs. Like I think there's very possible that there's going to be like an 11-5 team that's like on the outside looking in the AFC.
I think all the Colts, Browns, Dolphins, Ravens, and Raiders will all be 10-6 and at least 10 wins, and one of them will or 2 of them will have to miss.
Yeah.
The Raiders have a tiebreaker. There's a chance that the Titans and the Raiders will both have. The Titans, Raiders, and Ravens will all have tiebreakers over the Browns, possibly.
Yep.
The Browns bag that won't be very good for them.
I see the Vikings on the bubble though.
Also the last time the Browns went 10-6, they missed the playoffs, which is hilarious.
Colts throw into the Browns. Like if they didn't do that would end one of the Jags like week 1. Like
the Colts
everything.
The Colts are a good team, but they've had some bad games because it's like Phillip Rivers cannot not.
They go as Phillip Rivers goes, really.
Yeah.
Apparently he's hurt. Did you see that?
Is it Jacoby Brissett back?
DeForest Buckner said something about how like Phillip Rivers has been playing, or no, Quentin Nelson said something about how Phillip Rivers has been playing through like an incredibly painful foot injury for like the past 3 weeks. And I was
I'm sure they loved that he said that.
Yeah.
Put in Jacoby Brissett. There's no way Philip Rivers is better than Jacoby Brissett.
I mean, did you see?
I don't know.
Packers
Jacoby Brissett has not really had like good games.
Did you see Jacoby Brissett sneak on that 4th and 1 against the Packers where they had to get it because they kicked the field or they scored the touchdown to go into overtime, and instead of rushing for 1 yard, he rushed for like 12, like got hit like 3 yards in and just carried like.
He's a big dude.
Okay, Jacoby Brissett is really good on a sneak, but not really anything else.
And for a Hail Mary, but that's about it.
Jacoby Brissett is a solid backup. I will say that.
Yeah. He's like Nick Foles. Like he'll come in and win you a game, like when he knows he's the backup because he doesn't have anything to lose. But you put him as a starter and it's a mess.
I guess. Do we want to speak of Nick Foles and how bad the Bears are?
Really Nick Foles bad. Is hurt, so give him a break.
Right? They've lost 5 straight. I'm sure Big Cat is not pleased.
The Bears are really
Big Cat
bad.
is not doing well.
Mitch is bad. The coaching's really bad. It's pretty.
Yeah,
they started 5-1.
They're in a dire situation because if you look at the playoff picture, you have the Saints, Packers, Seahawks, Giants.
I don't see the Bears getting in. Actually, they have a pretty cupcake schedule, I will say.
They might.
One of these is not like the other.
Yeah.
Mark my words, hot take. If the Bears don't make the playoffs and Matt gets fired, it's going to be Jim Harbaugh's Bears next year. That's
what about not Jim Harbaugh's Lions
or Jim Harbaugh's Jets
or Chargers?
Or Chargers, but
there's going to be so many. There's so many coaching openings. Also, the Texans and the Falcons.
What about the Bengals?
After that game last week, when my dad was like, "Yeah, but who else would we get after Michigan lost to Penn State?" And I said, "Well, Patricia's available." And it's just like the worst thing you could have said. I was like,
"You could have said
worst." Good God.
You can get Urban Meyer. Make the switch over.
That would be hilarious.
That was the thing, and I was like, "Dad, there's no way that would happen, right? Like, have a little."
Urban Meyer is. There's some rumors going around that he was in Texas.
Yeah, I know that. I saw that.
That there are some. He was in took a meeting in a hotel, and
they're like
people in Texas swear that that's in Texas.
There are fans in this hotel, and someone posted a picture of a room with a fan, and he's like, "No, there are."
All right, thanks, Will. Ravens are going to win out. I can tell you that.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys.
All right, thanks, Will.
All right, Will. Have a good one.
All right, see you soon.
See you, Will. All right.
Will just snuck into our fantasy playoffs. He's riding a big high today.
Very interesting. I had a very bad week in fantasy, but we'll get to that eventually.
Are we going to get to that?
No,
it's not possible.
Saints 1, Packers 2, Seahawks 3. Giants, who are most definitely not staying there, are going to be 4 now with Daniel Jones out. Rams 5. I'm sorry, am I boring you, Adam? Am I boring you?
No, I had a yawn, okay? Jeez. When I sit on the other side of the table, you can't see my yawns. I go to bed at like 9. I don't know what to tell you.
Yes, so do I, but like I don't yawn on the show.
Okay. Let's get back.
Why don't you yawn shame me some more?
Adam, you didn't push the show back a half hour. You wouldn't be yawning.
I was running for the sake of our team. I don't know
Adam,
what to tell you.
You sent a Snapchat getting back from your run like an hour and a half ago.
I have to take a shower. I have to eat. I don't know what to tell you. I take long showers.
Let's get off this topic.
Me and Adam can settle this somewhere else. Rams 5, Tampa 6, Arizona 7. The Vikings are 8, but the Vikings are not good. I don't know how Carolina fumbled that bag.
Well, because the Vikings are pretty good. They're not bad.
That was a not very Kirk Cousins like return for like game-winning drive there.
I think the Vikings. I think the Cardinals could. I think 9 and 7 might be good enough in the NFC.
Yeah, for sure. I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
7, but
just looking at this group, because like the Cardinals are going to lose another game.
Cardinals
they're going to play
2, at least.
Yeah, so I mean, it's wide open.
If you look
at a really bad game for the Rams.
Yeah, but the Rams are always inconsistent, and Kyle Shanahan has Sean McVay's number. I don't think Sean McVay's record against Kyle Shanahan isn't good. That I know. And my brother.
Kyle Shanahan's not coaching in this game.
What do you mean?
Kyle Shanahan's not playing
last week.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying okay.
He's had a really bad game for the Rams.
Oh yeah.
So,
my bad.
My brother just does.
Talking about this week.
In the last 2 seasons, he's 0-4 against Kyle Shanahan.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan certainly has his number.
They coached on the team the Redskins together for like a few years.
Yeah, we had all those great coaches.
We had LaFleur too.
Funny how we got rid of all of them.
Oh, they all just
what are
you doing down here? Yeah. So the Niners, I got to give them credit. They're not.
They're in it.
They're in it. They're well in the heart of the race now. Only a game out. So with that being said, NFC Beast, I know we ask this question every week, but it never gets old because the answer always changes. Who do you think's taking the division?
Washington football team, no doubt.
I think
I'm ready to call it.
I think with okay, I'm not gonna call it a wrap. I think with Daniel Jones out, the Giants have like 4 incredibly hard games to play against the Seahawks, Cardinals, Browns, and Ravens.
Yeah.
And then
the Eagles are terrible.
I think the Eagles are incredibly bad.
The Eagles are probably the worst team in the division.
The Cowboys are. But the Cowboys have the easiest schedule, yet they're not going to win because, like, by far the easiest schedule left in the division.
You can't trust the Cowboys with anything. The Eagles game, was that Monday? The Monday night Eagles game, it was, like, infuriating to watch. It was nothing that they did made sense. They put Jalen Hurts in for like 2 plays and everybody was like, oh, they benched Carson Wentz. And then they put Carson Wentz back in after 2 plays. It was like,
give him a break. You give him a break for a second. He was tired.
I'm looking at this. Washington's point differential is only -2. What?
They scored some points. They scored a lot of points against the Cowboys.
They scored 241 and surrendered 243.
That's like not bad.
It's not terrible.
And they're 4-7. Like how? That's like some Cleveland Browns type numbers.
I think that kind of shows. I don't know. I think the Washington football team can win the division, and like I don't know who they'll definitely host the Seahawks and get destroyed.
Washington has like point differential than Cleveland.
Wait, Cleveland?
Dude, Cleveland is -21.
And that's with like their 40-point win over Dallas.
Yeah. Well,
that was against
they didn't win. They didn't win that game by 40.
That game got really close.
Oh, it did. It was not close for like a while though. I don't know.
They were up like 38-0, and then
Dallas almost came back.
Washington only has 2 wins in the next 5 games.
No, they can get 3. Who are they playing again?
Wins.
Against 2.
That's still 6 wins. 6.
They're playing the Steelers, Niners, Seahawks, Panthers, Eagles. Panthers is even a long shot.
They can beat the Panthers, maybe. They can beat
they
can beat the 49ers, maybe, and they have to beat the Eagles.
Yeah, I think they're getting to 6. I think Washington is the default winner in that division. If the Giants had Daniel Jones, I'd make an argument for the Giants, but they don't.
I don't know.
They're out of the race. So it's Washington's division to lose at this point, which
boys.
But it's their division to lose.
Yes, boys.
The Eagles really fumbled the bag. They had that time in hand, and then they just haven't won really anything.
It's shameful.
They're just bad.
Everyone is just so bad.
Everyone in that division is terrible. Like it's unbearable to watch. Like It's almost, or it's like like a really bad car crash where like everyone on the highway like causes traffic because everyone's got to look at it because of how
Well,
like
you got to look at it. That's why they keep putting him on national TV.
We got a primetime game this week, Tommy.
I know.
You guys
not gonna
always do so well on primetime.
All three of our teams play on Monday night.
Wow.
So
big night.
Well, all two of our teams because both of you are Washington fans. But
yes.
With that being said, let's get to our game picks for the week.
All right, here we go.
I think this is actually the longest we've gotten into a show without starting the game picks, which is quite impressive.
There's been a lot to talk about.
There has been a lot
to talk about after picks, I think.
Yeah, we didn't even mention Josh Gordon
or John Wall.
Yeah, we'll mention them after. New Orleans at Atlanta. New Orleans favored by 3. I mean, is this really I think it'll be closer than people think because I don't think Taysom Hill is all that good, and I think being in New Orleans helped New Orleans last time. So I'm taking the Saints, but I think it'll be close. I don't think it'll be all that one-sided.
Falcons coming off a insane win over the Raiders,
which naturally means they're just going to get crushed. But I'm not.
Very weird win over the Raiders. I think I'm going to go Saints, but it was obvious last week that there were 2 teams playing without a quarterback in the Broncos Saints game, and not just one team playing against.
Brutal to watch.
I can't believe they
did not watch a second of that game because
I was putting Jameson is just I don't understand it.
They'd be much better with him.
I think so. They've got good receivers. I don't understand not putting Jameson.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
And Taysom Hill just takes carries away from Alvin Kamara. They're literally nerfing their own offense. I don't understand it.
To their credit, they're 2-0, but they played a quarterbackless Denver team. However, but
yeah,
I'm taking the Saints. I can't pick the Falcons to win against the Saints.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Saints as well.
Yep, Saints.
All right. Next is Detroit at Chicago. 2 dumpster fires. Chicago is favored by 3. I'm gonna say Chicago in a push. Because though I will say the Lions could come out with the metaphorical new coach muscles that every team gets when they fire their coach.
They do get those.
I'm gonna take Tom. Go.
I'm gonna take the Bears.
I'm gonna be the contrarian.
You're going Lions?
Somehow.
Ooh.
The Detroit Lions, Sanine?
You're taking the Lions. Adam, you never take the Falcons. You never take the Lions. You never take the Jets. The 3 teams.
I'm gonna take the Lions. I'm gonna take them.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna take them. I don't trust the Bears.
He's already taken the Jets this year twice, right?
No, I've only taken them once. I took them against the Chargers, and it was a close game. So.
I'd have to go back and do some deeper research and look, but I think he's taken the Jets just once.
Yeah.
You took the Jets when you weren't there. That was weak. That was weak. Not having to stand up for your
coward move.
Yeah, that's the coward move. Okay.
Indianapolis at Houston. Also, before we get to that, coward move, not showing up when you had to explain yourself for the BC loss.
Okay.
That's gonna happen soon. That's happening.
I to tell you.
Or we give you another topic you just have to explain yourself on because it's so outdated at this point that the BC loss does not matter.
That's because it doesn't matter because they're making their way back to the college football playoff. You're right.
All right. Don't let them bait you into this nonsense.
Indianapolis at Houston. Indianapolis favored by 3. I think it's pretty obvious. Colts are going to rebound.
They kind of have to.
Yeah.
I don't hate the Texans here. I really don't.
I don't think it'll be a blowout because division games are, especially in the South, are so unpredictable.
There's some good games this week, honestly. I mean, the Texans have won 2 in a row.
Yeah,
I think they're 4-7. Colts, the Colts just came after getting blown out. We'll take the Colts.
The Colts need a win.
The Colts don't need
anything.
The Colts need a win, so we'll go with
that. Raiders, Jets.
Raiders
also need a win. and it's just they're gonna go in and just blow the doors off the Jets.
I agree.
I will say how
we said that about the Falcons.
No, I will say last year the Raiders were 6-4. They went to go play a bad team on the road, got smoked, finished 7-9 7-9.
Well, I think that was last year's game. That was last week's game.
Yes. Will we say the Raiders get one more win? I think they'll do. I think they'll be fine personally, because if you look at their schedule, the Raiders play Jets, Colts, Chargers, Dolphins, Broncos. Say they win 3 of those, Jets, Chargers, Broncos, they'll be at 9 wins. So
they've got a pretty easy.
And I think they could beat the Dolphins. I even think Colts. I'm not going to pick them. I'm going to say that I'll say they're going to lose 2 of those, but they could even beat the Dolphins or Colts. I think they'll be fine, but I don't know what that was last week.
Yeah, that's kind of probably a fluke. So I'm going to pick the Raiders, and also they're playing the Jets, so I'm going to pick the Raiders.
Yeah, Cleveland at Tennessee. Tennessee favored by 6.
That's
a little much. I'm taking
a little much,
but I'm saying Cleveland covers.
What? This always happens.
I've woken up feeling a little dangerous. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh.
And I think I'm gonna go with the Browns, because I don't know. Adam, go. I'm gonna formulate my thoughts some more.
Okay. Tom talked me in on the Titans last week. I do remember that. And it's tractor seat toe season, so I'm going. It's at Tennessee. It'll probably be pretty cold. No one wants to hit Derrick Henry when it's cold out, and I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Okay, Adam, thank you for repaying the favor here, because I remembered tractor seat toe, and
it's tractor seat toe season.
Yeah, I said it last week. Nobody gave me credit until just now. But Derrick Henry is going to go off, and he really did.
And go off he did.
I think, I'm going to go Titans. I'm feeling less dangerous, taking a step back from my dangerousness.
Sometimes you got to play life a little cautiously. Cincinnati at Miami. Miami favored by 11.5. I think that's
fair.
Cool. I'm taking Miami. Cincinnati, no matter who they're playing, without Joe Burrow quarterback, they don't stand a chance.
I think this is really where Tua has to go lights out. Otherwise, it's really like.
Is there any
question time
starting?
I would hope so.
I'll look it up.
While Adam looks up, I want to take a look at.
Wow. Dolphins will decide on Sunday whether Tua Tagovailoa or Ryan Fitzpatrick start. Tua he was limited in practice.
The Dolphins do not have it together, like, at all. I don't know what they.
I mean, their defense does, but
somehow they're 7-4.
I mean, their defense is good, and they're good coaching. It's just and they don't have a bad offense. It's just Tua is not great.
Do you see the Dolphins in the rearview mirror at all, Aaron?
Not worried.
No?
Bothered.
They're right behind you.
Unbothered. Haven't been bothered.
Okay.
I'd agree.
Okay.
I think Miami ends up winning at most 10 games. I think we end up winning 12.
Okay.
Because if you look at who Miami plays, Miami they have the Bengals, Chiefs, Patriots, Raiders, Bills. I could see them losing 3 of those, 2 to 3, maybe 4.
That's fair.
If the Patriots catch them on a bad day, but it's in Miami. Patriots never win in Miami.
True.
So I'm going to take, I definitely think Miami is good, but I don't think they're as good as Buffalo for sure. Moving on, Jacksonville at Minnesota. Yawn. Minnesota favored by 10. I think it's fairly obvious. Anyone who picks Jacksonville needs to be checked into rehab.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jacksonville. I mean, no, sorry, Vikings. I'm not going
Jeez,
I was like,
jeez.
Wait a minute.
With that being said, I have to go Jacksonville. No, I'm going Vikings because Jacksonville is really bad. But Jacksonville will play every game kind of close for reasons.
Vikings is a squad that is one of the squads I got to roll with.
They can't lose any more.
True.
Adam. Actually, no, they can lose one.
No,
more.
they can lose. They could realistically probably lose one more, but they should probably not.
They should not lose one more.
If they lose this
really
game,
for them.
If they lose this game, it'll be bad.
Okay, they already lost the game they couldn't have lost.
No, this is the game that they cannot lose.
The Cowboys was also that game.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Jaguars. The only team not better than the Jaguars are the Jets. Though I think if they played, it'd be quite close.
It would be really close.
Yeah. By the way, I want to say about the Jets, I think they blew their shot. I think they're going 0-16. I think this game was their last chance to win because the Jets now play. Their schedule is brutal. They played the Raiders, Seahawks, Rams, Browns, Patriots.
Yeah, they're gonna lose out.
Yeah, there's no way.
I could see them ruining the Patriots. That'd be funny.
It would be.
Not for a second year in a row. I think.
No, the Dolphins ruined the Patriots last year.
Oh, true.
Teams ruining the Patriots is always hilarious.
Yes, it is. It's crazy how the Titans killed the dynasty. Logan Ryan, a former Patriot, killed the dynasty. Actually,
they're just reloading.
Reloading with a Cam Newton who can't throw.
Cam Newton is really bad.
Yeah, he is atrocious.
Tampa's on bye. Can we just say like Brady like can't. If you look at because I pulled up the other day, I was looking at bad throw percentage. And
Brady's got like the highest in the league, right?
Yep. Look up. It was Brady, I think, was at the top of the Brady and Drew Lock were like two of the top three.
Elite.
That's an elite duo.
Yeah.
Where's the bad throw percentage? Accuracy. Yep, bad throw percentage. Drew Lock, Baker Mayfield, Carson Wentz, Tom Brady, Sam Darnold, top 5.
It's a good group.
It's a good group. It's a group you want to be in.
6.
I mean, I think they just don't have Tom Brady in the right system right now. So,
well,
they have this is the second best group of receivers Tom Brady's ever played with.
I will say Bruce Arians' system is notorious for having guys throw a lot of interceptions and not play well in their first year in the system. Look at Jameis last year, threw 30 interceptions, but still inexcusable. But even data backs it up. Carson Palmer threw a career high interceptions in his first year in Arians' system. He's thrown I think he's actually thrown more interceptions this year than he threw last year. All of last year, but I think if Brady plays next year, he'll be okay. But
I don't know. I think there's not really an excuse.
No way Brady retires.
Last week they were making excuses for him, like, oh, he's getting to know his receivers. Well, 2 of them he's played with before, and he's also been playing for 12 weeks already. It's like, oh, sorry, like, oh, next week he'll really get it together. It's like, you should have gotten it. You're the best quarterback of all time. You need to get it together at this point in the season.
He'll be okay. He's Tom. He'll be okay till his body literally collapses on him, which I don't know already. Rams at Cardinals. Rams are favored by 3. I think the Rams will be fine. They're a little.
You have the Rams winning?
Yep. I
have Cardinals.
I'm gonna ride the Cardinal train.
I think with the Rams.
No, I'm gonna flip. I'm going Rams.
Both had really bad games last week.
Yeah, I think the Rams are a little like both are actually too inconsistent for my liking, but I think the Rams when they're on are better than the Cardinals.
That's
I
fair.
agree with that. I just think it's hard to. I find it hard to believe that the Cardinals are going to be on.
Yeah, that's why I'm picking the Rams.
Or that I find it hard to believe that the Rams are going to be on.
I think Arizona just yikes me out on Sunday.
I mean, that's fair.
They were against New England. That was ugly. Very, very ugly.
I called it.
Did call it.
You did.
Giants at Seattle. Seattle's favored by 10 points.
More.
Yep.
Much more. Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy will fare like Carson Wentz did against the anemic Seattle secondary. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, it's gonna
be bad.
Not gonna be a pretty sight. Moving quickly through Philadelphia at Green Bay. Green Bay is favored by 9. I'm taking
Green
Bay. Green Bay. I'm gonna take Green Bay by like 7.
More than 7.
I'm taking 7.
I want to take a moment to actually have a mildly hot take, a mildly spicy take. You guys
don't do it. This is not where you want to do it.
You guys are definitely wondering, is he going to defend Carson Wentz? Yes, I am.
No.
I'll hop on that too, but it's been a rough season.
So look.
They need to fire Doug Peterson.
They're not going to fire Doug Peterson.
There's no defending the season he has had. He has been bad. Straight up. But in year 4, if you look at some of the some quarterbacks of the past, Eli Manning was bad in year 4. The New York wanted him out. They wanted to get rid of him. And then the next year, he led them to the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl.
Was he this bad, though?
He was pretty bad. Peyton Manning, year 4, went 6-10 through 23 interceptions. They weren't clamoring for him to be out, but my point is, guys are going to have rough years.
But neither of them played against the terrible competition they've played against. Like they're playing 6 games against horrible teams, and he can't get anything going.
My argument here is that guys go through slumps. No matter who they play, they go through slumps. I think Carson Wentz next year will be okay. He'll be fine.
I'll ride that. I'm hopping on that as well.
I'm not saying Carson Wentz is done. Like, oh, he's over. But like, it puts I don't think Jalen Hurts is the guy. But like, I think it definitely makes you.
I think they would be a much, much worse football team with Jalen Hurts than they would.
Yeah, definitely.
But certainly. I think for Carson Wentz, you have to give him another year because just last year
the Eagles are only going to get worse.
He was great last year, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can bail on him for one bad season. Guys are going to have bad years. Like his
supporting cast is only going to get worse next year because their
supporting cast last year was worse than the one this year. And the reason I think he's worse this year than last year is because it happens to everyone. Everyone has bad seasons. Andrew Luck had a bad season. Tannehill had multiple bad seasons. Yes, under a different coaching staff under Adam Gase, but still. Andy Dalton had bad seasons in Cincy in between his good ones.
You're naming a lot of mediocre quarterbacks.
I named Peyton Manning.
The last like 4 he named.
Matt Stafford has had bad seasons too. Matt Ryan has had bad seasons. They've all had bad seasons. All of them. Alex Smith, who's okay, but he's not as good as Matt Stafford. Ben Roethlisberger has had bad seasons. Everyone has them.
I'm not saying Carson Wentz is done. I just don't think I don't think he should be the Eagles quarterback of the future. I would love it if we got to play Carson Wentz for the next 5 years.
I don't agree with that. I think Carson Wentz will be fine. I think he'll be fine. If his offensive line they either draft new linemen or their line gets healthy, they'll be fine. He'll be fine. Even then, guys have bad years.
Get Jamari Chase, maybe.
Yeah, the Eagles will be fine, or not necessarily Eagles. Carson Wentz will be fine.
You've seen the Eagles' cap situation for next year, right?
It's not good.
It's in fact bad.
But you see Matt Stafford, who through bad cap situations, and Matt Ryan have managed to last in Detroit. Also, another quarterback. Look at Derek Carr, who's playing very well this season. He had a bad season last season. He had a really bad season last season to the point where people were like, could Mariota make a run at him? So
Mariota's really bad.
Mariota's terrible.
I think you have to take this season with a grain of salt until we see more evidence.
I'm fair. I'm just next year I'm going to be going in thinking Carson Wentz is bad. He can change my mind. I just don't think he's going to be good.
I think we need more evidence. So moving on.
I can agree with
that. New England at Los Angeles. Tom said we were looking up the line before we got on call because there is not a line to be found anywhere. Tom said it was even on ESPN, so that's the line we're going with, even. I am picking New England because the Chargers.
I'm going to pick New England. Anthony Lynn needs to leave.
Anthony Lynn is really bad.
10 weeks ago, 11, I don't know, before he even got hired, he needs to go. The coaching at the end of that game was they're down by 10. They're not going to win, but at least score another touchdown to make it a one-score game.
He went to go have Herbert do a quarterback sneak, and they dropped into pass protection, and the defensive line just swallowed him. I was like, what?
They ran the ball from the 4-yard line with the clock running. I don't know. He needs to go.
That was horrendous. So I don't.
Aaron, PK means pick 'em.
What?
You said before the show. You said, "What's PK mean?"
Yeah,
it's pick 'em. That's what it means.
Basically, even.
It means even.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, I'm taking New England. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm taking New England as well.
Coach Anthony Lynn. So yeah, I'm going New England.
Yep, I think that's a straight sweep.
Want to lose it by a lot. I think it should be Anthony Lynn's last game as the Chargers head coach.
They're not going to change it up.
They're not going to. Yeah, at this point, no.
Denver at Kansas City. Kansas City favored by a whopping 14 points. I'm taking Kansas City. I think they will cover. I think Denver is atrocious.
Denver's really bad.
Agreed.
I want to take a minute to acknowledge the effort that Kendall Hinton put forward because, yeah, it was very ugly, but he stepped in and did a job that no one else really could have done. And
you can commend him on that.
Goes to show
he played quarterback. You can't argue with that.
Yep. He deserves to be commended for that effort.
He didn't say no.
Yeah, he deserves to be commended for his effort for sure. And if it goes to show that all the guys with the weird profile pictures on Twitter with them in the sunglasses in their cars, I could go out there and play quarterback, couldn't complete a pass.
No.
It could show that playing that it's
playing quarterback in the NFL is really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah. Obviously, we all knew that, but just to put it into perspective, Kendall Hinton deserves to be commended for his effort. Yeah. And I'm assuming we're all picking Kansas City, correct?
Yes.
Washington at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's favored by 10. I actually think Washington's defensive front will give Pittsburgh problems, but I don't think they'll win.
I don't think the Washington football team will win. I think it'll be pretty close because Steelers really do play down to their opponents.
Yeah.
But I just find it very hard to believe that the Washington football team will be the one to end the undefeated streak.
Yeah.
It would be a wild one.
The Steelers are going to bring it together after this embarrassing game yesterday. So there's no way the Steelers lose.
Yeah, I think we're all Steelers trained here.
Buffalo at San Francisco. Buffalo favored by 1. I tried to get Dave Gee on while we were talking to Will because I was like, might be a good idea to get Dave Gee on for the Bills. They're bringing out the Stormtroopers, all white face masks, all white uniforms. It's going to look great. But I tried to get Dave on. He's coming on next week.
All right.
But I'm picking Buffalo here. I think they put outside of the sloppy vortex of the 3 turnovers in 3 possessions. I think they played a very good game. The defense.
They won despite Josh Allen a little bit.
It was the first time all year that the defense won them the game,
which is good to see.
Yep.
If you're a Bills fan, it's good to see. I think Bills -1 is a little disrespectful.
I think so too.
I think it's a little disrespectful.
San Fran shouldn't even get like the home game bump.
Yeah.
No.
Because it's in Arizona. So yeah.
I think the odds makers think that moving to Arizona has something to do with it, with the
bet. I think if you're an NFL player, it's just like
stadium.
With an empty stadium, it really like the fact that it was the same place as bad taste in their mouth last week, like 2 weeks ago, should not matter to them.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think the Bills will be fine. And look, speaking about defense is it's good to see the defense start, because in the last, I want to say like 5-6 games, they're tied for the league in takeaways with 10, and they're in top 10 in the league for turnovers in total, with like they've taken the ball away 17 times. So the thing is with defense is very, very difficult to have consistent year-to-year success, because if you look at, say, like the Bears in 2018, I
feel like defense has changed the most almost.
Yeah. Jaguars 2017, Bears 2018. There's a certain style of defense that is hard to carry over success. Like the Jaguars and Bears were filled with turnovers, which, you have to earn turnovers, but sometimes they're a little fluky. And sacks at times can be a little fluky, depending on the offensive line you're playing. So I think defense is definitely the hardest part of the game to carry over consistency with. So it was it's bound to regress no matter who you are. But as long as you can maintain some level of success, which I think, despite a rough 3-4 game stretch, they have.
Yeah, I think the Bills can. They're going to win this, and I think they'll do something in the playoffs.
They'll be fine. So
make some noise.
I think we're all taking Buffalo here, right?
Yep.
In our final game of the week, Dallas at Baltimore does not have a line, though it doesn't really matter because we don't pick the line, we just announce it. I'm taking Baltimore. I think they'll have Lamar back.
I'm assuming Lamar plays and they destroy the Cowboys.
Yeah,
is kind of my assumption.
I mean, even if Lamar doesn't play, I'd take Trace McSorley led Baltimore over
Dalton
over Dallas.
But I think Lamar Jackson's playing.
So, it's not guaranteed, but I think he will.
Yeah. Let me see if there's any news on it. I don't think there is yet. So I'm going to make a pick here to make it fair. So I'm going to pick Baltimore, because if I just waited until the day they made the decision, that wouldn't be fair. So I'm picking Baltimore.
That's true.
You're not allowed to not make a pick. You got to pick Baltimore.
Yeah, that was not an option.
Yeah, I know.
Aaron's like, I'm going to think about picking the no pick option.
I didn't say I'm thinking about it. I said,
because that's a famous pick on our show, is actually the no pick.
I said I would do the fair thing, which I did, to my credit.
We appreciate you doing the fair thing, Aaron. Thank you.
Thank you so much for acknowledging my efforts to be as fair as possible. All right.
Do we want to talk about John Wall real quick before we go?
Yes, we can talk about John Wall.
Okay.
Details of the trade.
Terrible trade for both teams. Terrible for both. Just coming swinging.
So the John Wall for Russell Westbrook trade sends Russell Westbrook to the Washington Wizards, who are just really bad. And then it sends John Wall and actually I have no idea what the first round pick. It's a
2023 first round pick.
2023 first round pick. This is a bad trade, I think, for the Wizards, just because I really don't like Russell Westbrook, and I think he's not good for teams. And also, I don't know why we would get rid of a draft pick. Like, when it's kind of been a consensus that we're trying to rebuild with younger players, and that's what they've drafted like and played like. And then it's, oh no, we're going to get this old player and also give away a draft pick in exchange for John Wall, who was like the face of the franchise for a number of years. I don't get it.
But they're moving to Bradley Beal.
I don't know.
They're moving to Bradley Beal as the face, and then
you think Russell Westbrook?
Russell Westbrook.
Aside from him,
what?
You think Russell Westbrook is going to let anyone?
What'd you say?
Spotlight aside from him?
Yeah, Beal's not going to get the ball
true.
now.
No way.
I think Russell Westbrook they'll get them some wins. I think he'll add some wins to their regular season score.
There's not many babies in the lower bowl of the Capital One Arena for Russell Westbrook to yell at, and I'm just worried about that. I'm just worried about that.
Plant them there, even if they have to have masks on. Someone's got to plant them.
I know, some baby plants to get Russ fired up. Yeah, I don't think he's very good. I don't think he's got great stats, but that's all he has. Disappointing.
That's true. Only plausible results have come with Kevin Durant and James Harden on the team. So,
oh God, and it's in the East. Like, who cares? They're still going to get rolled by the Heat, the Nets, the
Celtics,
Raptors,
the Bucks, the Raptors. Yeah,
they're still going to get rolled by. Maybe they'll get an 8 seed. Big whoop. Who cares? Bad trade.
It was not good for either team, in my opinion.
At least the Thunder get a good pick. Or it's not the Thunder, the
Houston.
Rockets. Sorry. Same difference. Thunder already have good picks. Doesn't matter.
Senior moment.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's all I have.
That's my rant of the day.
Yep. There you go.
Josh Gordon's on the Seahawks again. Doesn't matter either.
Final 2 weeks.
Doesn't matter either. No big deal either.
All righty.
All right.
We will see you next week.